Do you remember? Okay, dear. This particular live stream is completely um, free of all of the discussion I just had while I was on the phone with my son. Let's burn some sage. Oh, not the string. Okay, this smudge is falling apart, and that's okay. I'm just gonna cut it. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Sunday Public Live. Okay. That's welcome to the Sunday Public Live on Life with the Wolfies. I hope everybody read the disclaimer before coming. Doing your fake readings for cash to help you pay for your fine or a new dishwasher. No, I am pleading not guilty to that fine. And, you know, if people want to tip me to get a reading, if you think they're fake, then what are you doing here? You know, bye-bye. Scroll on. If you're here just to stir up trouble, that's not going to happen here. Okay? So move along. Clean your pigsty. Sage won't help. Oh, look. Everybody, may I introduce you to the bitch factory. These, okay. Oh, yeah, they're here. We got to burn some sage, man. Because you know what? This is really toxic energy coming in, and I'm going to get rid of them. But let's just, this is what sage is for. Sage is to cleanse of evil, push away negativity. And there you go. There you go. Oh, there you go. Begone, negative. Begone. Smoke of the sacred white sage, please cleanse me. Keep my intentions pure, loving, and clear. Okay. How's everybody doing? I can't talk about a Helen but Howard's. And guess what? Howard signed it and told me to fight it, which is exactly what I'm going to do. Uh-oh, I think I dropped. What's burning here? Oh, it's under my, let me just tidy this sage up here that I had to cut away. Hey, Mama Dukes, how's it going? So I had to cleanse. I had to do a sage here. Just think, clean up the pigsty. The smell of sage isn't going to cover that. Sage is for cleansing of evil intent, of damaging negative energies. Oh, look, they're gone. It worked. How's everybody doing? I'm sorry about the disclaimer, but some things have been going on. That that I just can't talk about. I can no longer talk about on hang on. I need something. There it is. There we go. There's things I just can't talk about on YouTube. And that's it. That's all. No more. Oh, thank you. Now somebody just gave me a tip, but I don't. Positive vibes for you. Okay, Donna Lull. What would you like? Soul's Journey, The Universe Has Your Back, or an Oracle card, or Gaia? You pick. I'm going to do a reading for you. I've been watching the protests. I can't say that word. You see what I mean? I'm tied. My hands are tied. So while Donna Lull thinks, oh, you're going to see the video tomorrow. My new stove. And yes, it was paid for by wonderful donations from folks. Somebody sent me a check for $200. And two other folks sent me $60 each through PayPal. And that paid for my new stove. Now, I'm going to show you in the video, there are some things I'm not crazy about, but for $280 plus $40 gas, it was amazing. It's amazing. Okay, Donna, Oracle. Okay. Oh, you know what? I'm feeling the energy Oracle cards. Here we go. Whoops. This is for Donna Lull. Yes, I have a new stove. It has some similar issues with the burners, like the Whirlpool does, but it's a Frigidaire. And from now on, that's its name, my Frigidaire. And if anybody can tell me what is this in my Frigidaire that came from, I will do a card for you. Donna, sixth chakra. One, two, three, four, five, six. Sixth chakra. Okay, Donna, what I'm getting from this, I have no idea. The Archangel Metatron. I think he was supposed to be the voice of God. I don't know. I don't really do all the biblical side, but this guy is telling you, Donna, that you need to listen to your guts. If you listen to your guts, there's something that's going on that's kind of plaguing you because you're not sure the best way to handle it for everybody concerned. Listen to your instinct, okay, Donna? You've got the universe at your back. You've got the realms at your back. Listen to it. Your instinct is the right one. Okay? No not hearts, but here's some tomatoes. Thank you, Heavenly Ann. Oh, Boo! Which card would you like, Boo? Would you like an oracle card, a earth card, a soul's journey card, or the universe has your back? Which would you like? Yes, it was Steel Magnolias, one of my very favorite movies. Hi, Nina. Let me say hi to everybody. And I'm on Top Chat too. Let me say hi to everybody while Boo comes up with a question. Participants: Angie Mack, Audrey Abbott, Avonlea Ann, Booze Cruise, Buttercup, Seashell Surf, Aloha Darling, Carolyn Benjamin, Celeste Otto, Kier, Donna Lull, Ellie Kelly. Wow, we're a full house today. Helen Burke, Aces, Jean Phillips, Mama Cat, Nina Beverly, Rodney Gorham, Sherry Leach, T Mama Dukes, Teasers Pleasers, Whitney Gibson. And somebody just left, and that's okay. How's everybody doing? I will go with Soul's Journey. Okay. And you're just going to trust me to figure out where it is this card's going to tell you? All right, I'm just going to do this a little bit so you can actually see me shuffling. Yes, Celeste. Booze Cruise already got it. Booze Cruise already got it. Hi, Malka. Booze Cruise. Boo, what's your first name? Because it's not going with Booze Cruise. It's not going with Booze Cruise. Oh, I hope you feel better soon, Sherry. What's going on? Hey, Hope. How are you, darling? Exhausted from fibromyalgia flare ahead of snowstorm that we had. Well, we're just getting the snowstorm now. Okay, Boo. The cards are talking when I can't. Freedom. I possess the power and the free will to create my own happiness. And I feel like you're getting a lot of flack about how you are exercising your right to freedom and making your own decisions about your business. Yeah, there's something going on with your business that you're getting or work that you're getting some flack from. And You need to know that you possess the power and the free will to create your own happiness. That's totally in your hands and up to you. I hope that makes sense to you. Bev, can you pull a card for me, please? I have a question which I will keep to myself, but would help. Okay, Malka. What cards do you, okay, you know what? I'm going to go with, the universe has your back, because it's obviously a question you need an answer to. So we're going to do the universe has your back. This is for Malka. Malka Ringle. Oh, there it is. Flipped right over. Thank you, universe, for healing. I'm getting healing feelings, though. Thank you, universe, for helping me see beyond the limits of fear. Thank you for expanding my perception so that I can see what is the highest good. And what's going on with you right now, Malka, is you're not trusting your instincts about what's best for your higher good. It's the only thing I got for that. You're welcome. 3 critters. What's 3 critters? Hey, Julie, how's it going? So I'm going to do an unspecified card right shortly. Whoa, holy crap. These cards just fell, slipped right out of my hands all over the floor. Now, usually when this happens, usually when that happens, the next day I find a card that's fallen into a drawer or something, even when they're closed. Okay, usually when I drop cards on the floor like that, I find them in the weirdest places. So, yes, I think I have a litter. Mice. Okay, I have these pets. Okay, good. Good. Okay, I'm going to pull an unspecified card from the Gaia deck. Gaia is just another word for Earth. And remember, we are a part of the Earth. It is not here for us to use. It is... Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Sherry. You shouldn't be saying that because now everybody's going to go, oh, she's begging for money doing fake cards to pay her ticket. It is what it is, right? Frigidaire. Well, this one's a cheaper model, but it's going to do the job. So the only thing is, I don't think my cookie sheets are going to fit in it. I haven't even checked yet. My big cookie. Whoa, there we go. Rising above. Clarity, freedom, and solution. Okay, so this is for you, Sherry. Rising above, clarity, freedom, and solution. There's something going on in your life right now with a family member that no matter how much you guys love and care about each other, you're just going to have varying opinions. And there's no agreeing to disagree. There's only just agreeing not to talk about it. Because I'm feeling that you have recently done a spiritual, mental, emotional upgrade. Does that make sense? And you are rising above a lot of crap that has been weighing you down, and you're working in solution. And that's pissing some people off, I think. Does that make any sense to anybody? I mean, I hope it was for Sherry, but okay, it did make sense. All right. You have a cat they can loan you. Yeah. So good. I'm glad that worked for you. Now I'm just going to do a general card. Aces, it took us 3 weeks to catch a little rat. You know what? Gracie caught a mole. You know, the long nose and little short tail. I don't know if it's a mole, it's a vole, but it wasn't a mouse. And it was like, I come out in the kitchen and she's barking at the pantry door. And I'm going, what? And she wagged her bum, but she wouldn't take her eyes off the lower corner of the pantry door, which was open that much. And I guess she must have chased it and it went into the pantry. And I went, what is it? And I opened the door and bang, and I heard squeak. And she grabbed it and tossed it out onto the mat by the front door. So I was so proud of her. And we walked it right to the bathroom and flushed it down the toilet. She was very, very amused. Hey, Joanne, how's it going? Well, good. I'm glad if the card resonated with you, right? Hi, Della. But it was a mouse this time. Okay, so, I mean, that's the first time I've ever seen one. How are you, darling? Okay, Guy is not talking. Guy is not talking. I'm going to do an energy oracle card and see. Woo! Wow. He gave me 3 cards. So I don't know who needs to hear this. But the first card is woman holding a coin. Now, this could be for 3 different people, but I'm going to do these individually, okay? But I can't. They all came out in a clump. Woman holding a coin. Now, if you look, she has a real feel of, why am I getting Marie Antoinette? There's somebody out there. Is that Jimmy? Somebody in okay, I don't know who this is for, but somebody in your life is messing with your ability to earn a living. Hi, Nina. Give me a minute and I'll pick cards for you, okay? There is somebody in your life that is messing deliberately with how you earn your income, and I'm getting jealousy. So I don't know who that's for. All you have to do, okay, is push any negative doubts about what you're doing or what you need to do for you. Put those aside, push those aside, and trust your instincts, okay? Not everybody who's beautiful on the outside, okay, or appears to be a very nice person. Not everybody is. So please watch yourself. Somebody's after your money. Now, this is upside down, and it's called community. And we're having, this is I don't know who's needs to hear this, but you are in a community, or think you are in a community with like-minded people, but there's a polecat in the hen house. So be on your guard. This is the same message over and over and over again. Be on your guard. Not everybody who wants you to trust them has, and this could be somebody very close to you, okay? Wants you to trust them, but you know it goes against everything that you trust about your own decisions. And the last one is Archangel Metatron again. Trust your guts. Trust your guts. I don't know who needed those 3 cards, but wow. Nina, do you have a card specifically you want? It's as if they have a mind of their own. Okay, Nina? Nina, this is for you. Hey, Skippy Jones. Nina, this is for you. The Angel of Balance. Now you look at this picture. She's holding, it looks like a potion. And you've got a crescent moon and the pyramids and the desert night in the background. And what I'm getting from this, Nina, is that you are struggling Not necessarily, yes. You're, Jesus, there's so much family stuff around. You're struggling. You're not supposed to try and make everybody happy, Nina. Okay? You're really struggling with keeping your mental, emotional, and spiritual self in balance, but you're still trying to please other people, and it's at the detriment to your mental, emotional, and spiritual balance. Does that make any sense? God, I hope that makes sense, because that was a $20 card. So, how's everybody? Oh, God, you got the Angel of Balance the other day, and it went well with my day. And here's another one. Strategy. Strategy. Now, so far, all of the cards I have been pulling have been about watching your back, grounding and centering to keep your balance, and trusting your instinct. So here's the river card, guys. Now that you know what you have to do, build a healthy strategy that's going to keep you balanced, protected from negative intent, and that's going to allow you to free yourself from trying to be everything to everyone. So I recommend starting with journaling. Thank you, Malka. Oh, really? Okay. Well, thank you. I'm glad that it works. See, I work better without question. Now, if somebody has a very specific question, you may not get the answer that you're looking for. Sometimes it's better just to say, I just want a general reading, and see what hits the fan, and comes out, right? I didn't want to make you cry, sweetheart. How do you keep homemade sandwich rolls from getting hard so fast? Well, are you putting them, making them for lunch? Are you, if you are doing them for lunch, if you're making sandwich rolls, you know how you roll out the bread and everything? What I would recommend is putting something in the bottom of the container, like a little folded piece of moist paper towel, and then put another paper towel over top of it, and then stack your sandwiches in, and then close it. And that little pocket of moisture should help. But, I mean, obviously keeping them out of the air is the thing. Ridge Homestead, good advice for all of us in light of what's going on. God bless the world. We are the world. Whoa, we are the children. Or a wedge of, or a wedge of apple, right? What I use for my medical herbs, because they have a tendency to get drier over time, is I will just take a clean potato, and I will take one slice of peel off of it and put it in like a half-gallon jar of dried stuff to stop it. But that's stuff that has to be, wow, that one just kind of turned over really slow as I was shuffling. And I mean really slow. Okay, I don't know who needs to hear this. Now, these are just words, and these are just images. It's not about what they say they are in the book. It's about what I get from them. Now, I don't know who needs to hear this, but somebody needs to collect some snow that's been charged by the full moon or cleansed by the full moon, and melt it and make it into tea. Somebody needs to re-establish their connection with the celestial as well as the earth. Because this person is facing the night sky and facing the moon, and she's a goddess. But what you don't see is that her feet are firmly rooted in the soil of the earth. Okay? And there is a point of balance in between, but somebody has to reconnect with their roots, literally with their roots, and an old belief, not an old belief, an old idea that made sense a long time ago. It's time to take that out and dust it off and re-examine it. I don't know who needed to hear that. Janie Fogel, hi, how's it going? Deborah C, can you draw a card for me? I'm making some right now, and we'll try that trick. I have more dough than I intended. Okay, oops, I lost my screen there. Lost my screen. Yep. Tip the jar and ask your questions. Deborah C. Whoa, Deborah C. Storm warning, but it's upside down, which is telling me that there is a storm warning, but you're well aware of it. You're well aware of what's coming, and you're ready for it. That's why it's upside down. It's like, don't be afraid of the storm warning, because you're already in the thick of looking after everything that needs to be looked after to prepare for whatever the storm is. And it's not necessarily a physical storm. It could be a familial or emotional or a big change in your life, but that you're already preparing for it. Doing better, but since my surgery, I almost feel like I'm becoming antisocial. Really? Well, the happy family card just came out, and it's upside down. So are you having issues? I'm sensing that you're not getting enough support from your family after your surgery. And you need to be a little more vocal about that. Okay, to the people you think are going to hear you, not to the people you know that aren't going to hear you. You need to voice your need for help from your family, because you've been putting up a front too long. Okay, awesome. I'm just reading cards, okay, folks? If you want to tip me, great. I'm just going to start reading cards. They're not going to be specifically for anybody. I'm just going to start reading them. And if you want to tip me, that's great. Okay, what do we got here? We got a whole whack of cards here. All right. First, again, the community. I don't know who needs to hear this, but it's upright. You are actually working at building a community of like-minded people where you are loved and supported, and so is your mental, emotional, and spiritual health. Good on you. It's looking good. I don't know who, but it's almost like you just clicked one day and you went, oh, and people started coming into your life that you didn't even know existed, that you needed in your life. Does that make sense? The community. Contract upside down. Somebody's having problems, probably me, but somebody's having problems with something that they thought was a sure thing. Like they thought that they were protected by a contract, and they found out they weren't, or they haven't found out that they weren't, but somebody needs to go over the fine print of something that looks just too sewn up, too neatly. Somebody needs to look at that. Oh, patience. I love this card. Look at, this is Patience, and she's holding a clock. And she has wings, and she has feathers in her hair. She's got the whole nature and sunlight behind her, and she's almost a celestial thing. And what she's telling somebody is that you have the patience. And you've been patient for a very long time, and it will be rewarded. And I don't know if this is necessarily a monetary thing, but it's something that you have been praying on, meditating on, and you're going to see some resolution. But just continue to practice a little more patience. The broken heart. Now, we've all been through a lot Oh, well, thank you, Avonlea Ann. Okay. We have all been through a lot these last couple of years. And if you look really close, this heart almost looks like two people kissing. And if you look, it says broken heart, and there's a teardrop or saliva, but there's a teardrop. But if you look very closely, that heart is mending just fine. So I don't know who needs to hear this. Whatever you thought broke your heart, you are tougher than that. Okay? Stand your ground. You are tougher than that. And your heart is only broken as long as it takes to heal. But the biggest break will be if you don't learn from this lesson, whatever the lesson was of the broken heart. Wow, we still got 2 more cards. Okay, cornucopia, but it's upside down. Anybody who care to? Okay, this is we hold this truth to be self-evident. The supply chain is in danger. And there's a lot of people that are having a hard time keeping their pantry stocked. If you know these people and you can help, please do. Okay, that's all. There are people that may seem like they have plenty, but they need help. So, keep your eyes open for people that you can help, like that you can reach out a helping hand to, whether it's with food or blankets or, you know what I mean? Or whatever. Or whether it's just a friggin' hug, because our cornucopia of hugs has been robbed of us. And the last card is Archangel Michael, the first chakra. Okay. Archangel Michael is the angel of battle. And he battles evil. He battles negativity. He battles. And what this is telling me is, you see that right there? That first chakra is your root. And what you need to know is somebody's feeling like they're battling alone, and you're not. You're not. There is a whole plethora or host of energy coming from God and Source that has your back. You just have to tap into it. It's right there. It's right there. You don't have to battle alone. Oh boy. Okay. Give me a minute, folks. I have to recharge and cleanse. Hey, Chaos, how's it going? What smells like cookies? What smells like cookies? I'm missing something here. The chat won't let me read. Oh, Skippy, I'm so sorry to hear that. Hey, Rena, I'm so sorry to hear that. Our pets, I always call them our nanny cams of God, or Source or Creator or Christ or whatever you want to think, okay? Or whatever you subscribe to. But I always look at animals as God's eyes. And I'm really, really sorry that you lost your friend Skippy. Really sorry. Hey, Jennifer, how's it going? What's for dinner? Well, in that package, now I think I may have led you to misunderstand that beef, the ground beef and the oxtail and the little roast and stuff that were given to us. Well, they were in a way because they were out of somebody else's freezer, but we did pay for them. So what's for supper tonight? Howie, one of those packages of ground beef was 2 pounds. So I'm going to be making massive quantities of meatloaf tonight. I'm probably going to make 4 little loaves of meatloaf. And that will do us 4 suppers and lunch and all kinds of stuff, right? The movie with John Travolta. What movie with John Travolta? The only one that's coming to mind is Phenomenon. And that was a great movie. Oh, you're welcome, Deborah C. I've been ill since the new year, but getting better now. What's wrong? What's wrong? What are you ill with, honey? And if I have missed it and you've said it before, I terribly sorry. My brain is like a sieve. It can only hold so much. Animals are innocent. Sorry to Skippy. My sincere condolences. Yes, I saw the oxtail barley video. Well, I'm making a new kind of meatloaf. But I'm not telling you what I'm doing different. But it will be a hamburger meatloaf. Because tomorrow's video is showing you my new stove and showing you exactly how bad my old one really was. And like you look at the back of the old stove and it looks brand new because it's only been, I don't know when I got them, 6-7 years ago. I think it was 2010 or 12 or God, 10 years ago. But there's no way. And I said to Howie, the next time I see one of them great big old 1955 electric stoves with the great big thumb thick coils in the burners and stuff, and they say it works, and I want to buy it for $150, just get in the truck and take me to get it. Because those things are tanks. You can still get parts for them. And there's a reason why I go through so many stoves. I hammer the crap out of them with canning and cooking and baking. I mean, it's constant. It's constant. Why do you think I use so many crock pots? Right? Oh, and there's also a video coming up of Papa fixing my pasta roller, which means there's going to be egg noodle videos. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff coming down the pipe. I'm going to be starting seeds. You know what I mean? I made beef barley last night because yours looked delicious. I love beef barley. I love beef barley. And I can't say another word because I'll give away what's going on. So you've gotten a great deal. Well, I did get a great deal on this stove. It's brand new. Like he was asking $290 and I came in at $250 thinking it was a secondhand stove that has been refurbished, which is exactly what it is. But it's like he must have bought it and there was something wrong with it and he fixed it because it's like, booyah. It's beautiful. The only thing that you'll find out tomorrow. Yes, garden time is coming. Can you cook a meatloaf in my crock pot? Yes, you can. There's 2 ways you can do that. You can make a really large meatloaf, like in a long loaf pan or in several loaf pans, and you can freeze one, wrap it up, vacuum seal it, whatever you want, and freeze it. And then you can throw later in the week, you can throw one, which is what I'm going to show you how to do. You can throw one in the crock pot. It's already cooked. So throw, some home canned veg like carrots, chunks of carrots and home canned potatoes and, a small raw onion. Pour a can of gravy over it, turn it on low and walk away. That's supper. Or you can make a small meatloaf, okay? Put it in the crock pot and surround it with raw vegetables and give it some moisture, like maybe a half a cup of onion soup or something. Pour it all over it, or a can of gravy, or a can of mushroom soup, or whatever you want. Okay? And it will cook. It just won't be browned on top, but it will cook all the way through. And you will have vegetables and juice and meatloaf. So there's 2 ways you can do that. I have been making meatloaf forever, and this one was the worst. Too much helper, not enough meat, but hubby ate it. He's a keeper. That's my husband. He's a keeper. There's very little my husband won't eat. And everybody's asking me when I did there was a video recently where I asked him, people asked me, is there anything he won't eat on video? And I was like, yeah, there was the liver and there was the really, really dry marble cake. And he mentioned the stevia cake, and everybody's been asking me to tell you about the stevia cake. Hey, Mama Cat. You're welcome, sweetheart. When he first was diagnosed as type 2 diabetic, we switched From we found out that most of the I had been baking with Splenda and all this stuff, and we found out that that was really not good for you. Okay, not for us. Let's just say that it's not good. I'm not expressing my opinion on you. I'm saying it wasn't good for us. It confused his body too much. So then I switched to a more natural one, which was stevia. Well, the stevia I bought was at a health food store. And so a teaspoon of stevia was a lot of stevia. So I used a teaspoon in the cake that I made for Valentine's Day and a teaspoon in the icing. And what I made for icing was pudding, pink pudding. And I like a custard, and I put red food coloring in it and stevia, and it was the most disgusting thing I have ever baked in my life. And it's been since then that we no longer use artificial sweeteners at all. We just reduce the sugar. A lot of my recipes, you'll often hear me say, if you want more sugar, go ahead and add it. But I cook with a lot less sugar than normal. And people are like, do you ever bake desserts? And it's like, yeah, but usually only for special occasions. Howie's birthday's coming up, right? And so is Briar's, and so is Arthur's and Mel's. And we haven't had our family community birthday in a couple of years. So I'm just going to have to send everybody cards with $20 in it and say happy birthday kind of thing. But Briar, I may be able to bake him a cake and deliver it. We'll see. Howie always gives you a thumbs up on everything you cook. Well, that's because we've trained each other. We've been together 31 years, 32 years in June since he walked into my life and stayed. Okay. And over those years, the man I met lived on beer, subs, and craft dinner and stuff. And a home cooked meal to him was like meat, potatoes, and corn, right? So it's been a long journey of me literally learning what he will and will not eat, and him learning to at least keep an open mind about what I'm cooking. 32 years almost. That's why I get so many thumbs up. We've had a lot of practice. I'm dancing with type 2 diabetes. No more donuts for me. Oh, no, honey. Like everybody goes, oh, you're so obese. And it's like, guys, I'm 58 years old. I've been battling fibromyalgia for most of my life. Now that I know, it just got really bad when I got pregnant with Briar, because pregnancy is considered a body trauma, and my body responded with fibromyalgia. It was like and then I had to have a C-section. It was the last trauma my body was going to willingly accept. So, I forgot what I was talking. Oh, type 2 diabetes. Do yourself a favor. Cut back on the potatoes. Like everyone, the reason I comment about the cooking with soups is I don't do it often, or canned gravies. I don't do it often for the simple reason is we got to watch sodium levels. But even when I do use a canned soup or a canned gravy, Howie doesn't add salt to anything. So when I cook, I put very little salt in, unless it's something like soup and you need to put a half a teaspoon in or a quarter teaspoon in because it's not going to taste right. But do yourself a favor, start exploring more fresh fruit. Apples will help you lose weight. At least they did me, okay? I'm not speaking for anybody else. But apples, if you eat 3 apples a day, fresh apples a day, you will help clear, because apples are a soluble fiber, and they will help. The sugar in the apple goes right through. It doesn't stay in your system like it would with, say, bananas, right? So start looking at more fresh fruit, like apples and oranges and grapes, more fresh vegetables, less potatoes, more steamed broccoli. And if it takes you a while to get used to it, add a little cheese sauce until you get used to it. Howie can just eat a steak. If he'd give me shit if I just gave him a plate of steamed broccoli with butter on it and salt and pepper, but he'd eat it. You know why? Because I started by giving him broccoli, steamed broccoli with lots of cheese sauce. I haven't made cheese sauce in years. You know what I mean? Now I want a donut. See, I'm not fond of donuts. I went off of a lot. Like, that's why I do most of our home baking for his lunches and stuff. But a donut, the last time I had a donut, it was like I can remember thinking, oh, I haven't had a Boston cream donut in forever. And I took a bite of the Boston cream, and the icing on it was so, it's making my mouth water, but not in a good way. The icing was so syrupy, sugary, and the pudding in the center had a chemical flavor. And it's like ruined the experience. But I saw a cake. It's called a Boston donut cake. Boston cream donut cake. I'm going to look for that recipe. I didn't eat a lot of donuts. I ate 7, 11 when they shut down the work kitchen. But now I'm eating better. Well, good. Awesome. I mean, it's all about making one change at a time, right? Right? Like, everyone goes, you got to do this, you got to do this, you got to do this. Well, I'm getting ready to go on a cleanse as soon as I can get certain more things together for my cleanse. I'm getting ready to go on a cleanse. And people have been trying to tell me to do this for years, but every time I make a change, I have to allow it to set into my routine and become a part of my life before I can make another one. Because I don't know about you, get easily overwhelmed with making too many changes at once and setting myself up for failure. So I'd rather set an attainable goal and get there, and it becomes a part of my life. And when I'm comfortable with that, it becomes rote, then I make another change for the better. One change at a time. Because those are the goals that build you up because you're attaining them, right? I wish that were the case, Bev. Seashell surf here in Ireland, most shops sell baked goods and fresh. My husband dislikes vegetables. I can sneak them in if he's not helping me in the kitchen. After 46 years of marriage, he wants to become a chef tell. What's a chef tell? What's a chef tell? You know how to get the vegetables in there, darling. Start dehydrating them, grinding them, and putting them in spaghetti sauce and stuff. Do you honestly, like, my spaghetti sauces are pretty kick-ass, right? Because yes, I will buy a can of canned spaghetti sauce, but then I'll add tomatoes, and then I'll add peppers and onions and mushrooms. And if we really need a kick of fiber or vegetable, I'll just open a jar of carrots and I'll take the water off. I'll actually save it in the fridge for the next time I make soup, which is soon this week. And I'll puree them with a hand blender and throw them into the sauce. I mean, spaghetti has hidden a multitude of fibers over the years. One change at a time. Absolutely. Aces, I've been a little too addicted to baking things lately, and as I wait for my sandwich rolls to rise. There's no better way to have a sandwich than with homemade bread. Well, that's why you don't see me making a lot of homemade bread. Because Howie would sit down, we'd have supper or something, or I'd come in here to work after supper, and Howie would eat a half a loaf with toasted with homemade jam, right? There's a reason why I buy Ancient Grains or 14 grain bread, because, he was a white bread eater when we met, right? White bread, right? So, I mean, he doesn't even drink diet soda. If when we first quit drinking alcohol, he would come home with 2 4-packs of pop or 2 4-packs of ice cream bars. And one day I looked at him, and he came home from this when we lived in Colborne. He came home from No Frills with a 24-pack in each hand of ice cream sandwiches. One was chocolate and one was vanilla, and they were on sale. And I looked at them and I said, do you realize that you came in the door with two two 2-4s. It's just not beer anymore. It's ice cream. And and he actually took that to heart and went, wow, you're right. I'm just jumping ditches here, switching addictions, right? So now I still have some of that blueberry banana bread in the freezer. I made little loaves so I could give him something extra with his, if I want him to have apples instead of just bananas, because he eats bananas every day almost, then I find that he eats apples if I put them through the apple slicer and remove the core and put them in a little tub. I can get him to eat 2 apples that way. He won't even know that he's eaten 2 apples. And it's good for his diabetes, right? So sugar is just as bad to the body. Well, the thing is now if he wants pop, and I didn't even get my 6-pack of little glass bottles of Coca-Cola this year because the last time I drank it, it didn't taste right. So the longer I am without something, the more I taste its truth when I reintroduce it into my system. Does that make sense? Apples and peanut butter. Ooh, I've never even tried that one. Sugar kills me every time I indulge. Been off it since July and I've never felt better. Good job. All right, should I pull a few more cards before we shut down? It's been almost an hour and I have to go make that meatloaf. And I have to edit tomorrow's oven video. And I have to edit Papa's How Does It video. And yeah, and those are going to be for, I'm going to put one. I'm going to put the stove video on our half-acre homestead and the fixing the pasta roller. I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know what I'm going to do. Howie, would you eat apple slices and peanut butter? But not for lunch. No, it would be too fussy for his lunch. He'd just rather have the tub of sliced apples. Rubu! I'm going to pull from... Yeah, my hand automatically went to the Soul's Journey card. So I don't know who needs to hear this. But I'm going to... Apples and Nutella is also amazing. But guess what? Nutella is loaded with sugar. It's mostly sugar. Envy. I don't know he need. I'm with him. Okay. And I didn't cleanse. I don't know who needs to hear this. I am the same as everybody, but with different challenges. Now, I'm not so sure this needs to be envy. Somebody may be struggling with envy, and all they need to do is realize that they're the same as everybody else. Everybody has not equal opportunities, but everybody has a different set of challenges to get where they're going. So don't be envious of them because you don't necessarily know what they're going through. What may be easy to you is not easy to somebody else. So instead of being envious, we may want to look for the similarities and identify with each other rather than envying that they have something you don't, right? I usually put sliced apples in a Ziploc and then sprinkle with cinnamon and a very small bit of stevia. Oh, well, see, there's the envy card shot right out again. The thing is we've gotten to the point where we've learned to live without it. If Howie wants a pop, he'll buy like a bottle of ginger ale or a bottle of Dr. Pepper, a 2-liter bottle of ginger ale or a 2-liter bottle of Dr. Pepper. That will last weeks in the fridge. And every time he takes a glass of it, I go behind him in the fridge and I squeeze the air out and I put the lid back on, right? Because he literally, ooh, all right. Again, somebody's thinking that somebody's envious behavior, they're looking at it like it's adversity, and it's not. It's your problem. This is an adversity from somebody else. This is a problem you are creating for yourself because you're so focused on somebody else's shit, not your own. Does that make sense to anybody? Soda stream, it makes seltzer. Well, then aren't you dealing with sodium then too? Right? Like, I'm so tired of the gadgets. I'm so tired of the gadgets. Oh, Howie, can you check the hamburger on the wood stove and make sure it's not cooking? If it's thawed, put it on the counter for me, dear. I'm almost done. I've never been, I can't, because since I had gastric bypass surgery in 2005, I'm not good with sodas. So that's why I would buy a little 6-pack of the Coca-Colas at Christmas time. And then I would have a great big tall glass of ice. Excuse me. It's always 3, almost always 3. Carbon CO2 is carbon dioxide. So maybe it's different. If it is, I should look at, maybe getting one for Howie. If it's not sodium that's making the bubbles, then I could make him his own, and it would be like a sodium reduced kind of thing. Thank you. Excuse me. Yes, I did not invite TikTok in today because it was going to be too hard not to be triggered, and I've had enough triggers going on in my life lately. So I'm still dealing with the fact that I'm suffering PTSD. I'm pretty sure if I'm going to share a video with you guys, and then I'm just going to I'm going to share a video with you guys if you haven't seen it. Now, Rumble is like YouTube in the sense where you need an account to comment, but I don't think you need an account. Now, this is my latest Rumble video, and it's called Pandemic PTSD, and that's all I can say. Hey, just me. All right, and yeah, I have to go shortly, too. I got about 3 minutes. Did you take that meat off the wood stove, dear? Well, in a minute, it may be past. Okay. All right. Well, looks like the cards are not talking anymore today. So we're going to put them away. Thank you for everybody who has helped make this a wonderful and successful live stream. But now we are going to we're going to close. And how I do that is you don't have to stay, but we do a prayer that's non-denominational, which means when I instigate the prayer, you use your faith. You talk to God the way you tap into your faith. Don't pay attention to what I call mine. Okay? Just pay attention to the message. All right? And that way we can all benefit from the love and the light. Right? And I'm going to take this off because God's the only one that really wears a crown for me. All righty. Take care, Sherry. Take care. All right. Let's take a nice deep breath. Hey, God. Are you coming in here to bug me? No. Good. Okay, now I got to do that over. I have to say this. I asked him that because I've been playing bingo today on Facebook, and every time he wants to talk to me, I'm in the middle of a game. So that's why I was asking if he was coming in to bug me. It was not ill intent at all. Hey, God, creator, source of all, including Christ, who you gave us so selflessly, who gave himself so selflessly to teach us the lesson and value, the extreme value of love. God, I forgot. I got arrogant, and I forgot to guard my heart, guard my feelings, and I got battered a bit this week, these last few weeks. I forgot who was driving the bus, and I need to let you drive the bus more. And I need to speak less and listen more. But God, there's a lot of people out there who are just terrified. There's people that are terrified of getting sick. They're terrified of breathing the air. They're terrified of unmasked people or masked people. They're terrified of loved ones getting sick. They're terrified to hug the people they love. They're alone. Some are neglected, rejected, addicted. Some are misunderstood. And some just have taken the division that has been put upon us these last 2 years so to heart they don't know how to reunify with life. God, we just need that help. I'm not asking. I know it's coming, right? I know it's coming. But we want to lift these people up to you, God. All of us. Not one of us has been left unscathed by the chaos in the world today. So God, please pour down your light and your love. We're going to link hearts, God, and we're going to link hands, and we ask that you pour the light of your love right down through the top of our heads as it and let it shoot out our arms. Let us be a vessel of amplification for your love, God. Pour that light into us so that when it gets to the point where our feeble human bodies can no longer handle it, we push it out and it becomes this big, beautiful, iridescent light of love that pushes back at the darkness, pushes back at the doubts, pushes back at those who would undermine our balance. Push back at the dark ones, because darkness hates nothing more than having light shed upon it, because it can no longer hide. And those are the weakest of us that come into this light. God, please help us to recharge in the light of your love. And when we do, that we also can step forward and hold that light aloft so that others can recharge. Please, God, thank you for allowing us to walk forward from this moment in the light of your love, in the light of everybody else's love. Love is always going to win. We just have to trust it. Right, I know, I get it. Okay. Amen. Shalom. Peace be with you. Namaste. Miigwech. Merry meet. Merry part. Blessed be. Whatever your salutation is, know that when we come together and we link hearts and we connect ourselves with the faith of our understanding, we do good things for everyone and each other. All right? Take care. God bless. I'll see you guys on Thursday. Mwah. I love you. Don't forget that. And remember, as soon as I can get organized over the next couple of months, all of my live streams are going to be on Rumble. I just have to figure out how to work StreamYard and get in a StreamYard account, and I've got to go to the bank, open a checking account, because I'm a credit counseling person, right? Like I do credit counseling, not credit counseling, credit union. We have a credit union, but they don't do prepaid visas, so I have to go open a very small checking account so that I can start putting money in it and switched over to a prepaid visa so that I can pay for StreamYard, pay for Rumble, and all that stuff. But that's going to take some time and some energy, and I just don't have that right this minute. But until that comes, these live streams are going to be exactly what you see Okay? And that is love, light, laughter, and support for each other. Take care. God bless. I'll see you guys on Thursday. Except my patrons. I'll see you guys tomorrow.